So we've all heard the copy pasta for the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, but what actually is it and why should you play it? I'm Beleren and I'm here today to share a little bit about this game that I dearly love. First of all, you may be asking if you've got to play the other 13 games to get it, and no. Final Fantasy is an anthology series, so individual games rarely build off each other's stories outside of, say, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, and a few other games that follow that same naming convention. That said, they do have many callbacks and returning themes. You'd be hard pressed to find a Final Fantasy game without sharing its love of crystals, and there'll be returning summons like Bahamut and Ramah, as well as a huge host of older men named Sid who, more often than not, love technology. Final Fantasy XIV is a sci fi incorporating sweeping fantasy to tell the story of a recovering world after a recent worldwide calamity and examines themes of friendship, love, family, perseverance, and overcoming adversity. Being such a large game with such a varied player base, it has adapted over the decade it's been running to boast a powerful story, as well as plenty of spiky gameplay content that one can certainly optimize into if that's more your cup of tea. You'll hear glamour is endgame frequently, as this game has many ways to bling out your character, be it acquiring mounts through difficult raids or designing a beautiful house. This game also boasts myriad of mini games with everything from fishing and chocobo racing to a fully fledged ranked mahjong experience. With all that included in the free trial, you might be starting to ask, so what's the catch? How free really is this game, and when does that shoe drop? Briefly, there really is no time limit or hours played cap on the free trial, and it covers the first three expansions of the game, which is a lot of story. I've been playing for just over a year, and I've only just finished Heavensward, so I'm about two-thirds of the way through the free MSQ. I am a player who likes to explore a lot of side content, so you could definitely knock it out faster if that's more your bag, but I really love the side content, and I love helping my friends through the earlier dungeons that I've already learned. That being said, there are two big quality of life improvements that come with the sub. Trading and free companies do make getting glamour pieces you like and party management much easier. On the free trial, you can still purchase and sell items with the NPCs and use the in-game merchant options, no problem, but you can't use the market board, which is where people might list extra things that they've picked up along their way or crafted specifically for selling. And then free companies, also known as guilds and other MMORPGs, are a mainstay of the medium for a reason. It is fun to make a collective, especially if you get your friends together and build that free company and have fun with that aspect of the game. But I really don't think that trading and free companies are required for having fun. In fact, my friend that I've been playing with recently got through level 50 content before he decided to upgrade, and it was mostly just because, he's been playing the game and enjoying it long enough. He decided he wanted to join my free company. A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, and Stormblood are all included in the free trial, but Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and the soon-to-release expansion Dawn Trail, coming out July, require a sub. You can buy Endwalker, which includes all the previous expansions, for around $40 USD, or you can pre-order Dawn Trail for $60 to own all of them current of July 2024. They only release expansions once every 2 years about, so I would recommend just going for Dawn Trail. And if you do decide to upgrade, asking a friend for a referral code because it's a nice little gift for them, and it can give them a free mount. Now, after you buy an expansion, you are locked into the subscription if you want to play. So don't go ahead and buy Endwalker unless you are for certain that you want to be playing. It is only $13 a month, but it still can be a feels bad if you get locked into paying that right out the gate when you wanted to do the free trial first. That being said, there is no penalty for letting your sub lapse other than you can't play while you're not paying. There is a small caveat with housing. You have to log in once every 45 days, I believe it is, to maintain your house. Um, but I only got my very first house a week ago after a year of playing. So I think you will know if you want to be playing by then, hopefully. The biggest quality of life improvements are the trading and free companies I mentioned earlier. Um, Yoshi P, the director and producer of A Realm Reborn and other expansions of Final Fantasy XIV, himself says it's healthy to take breaks and play other games. He was even seen on stream for 6.4 playing the new Zelda game. Um, right on stream, right on a Switch. And Final Fantasy XIV is really designed to be um, play as much as you want, get the experience you want, and pick it up when it's what you want to be doing. As for the standard play, you will be doing a lot of role playing quests, which, yes, will include fetch quests and similar, but also host a lot of dungeons and trials. A standard dungeon in your early gameplay will be one tank, one healer, and two DPS or damage per second rolls. The tank sets the pace for the dungeon. They draw aggro for the team and sustain through that damage. The healers actually do a lot of damage in this game and value killing over extraneous healing. While the DPS are focused on killing the adds or additional enemies to reduce damage taken by the rest of the team. Your starting class will choose which city state you start in. There are one of three. So choosing Gladiator, Pugilist, or Thaumaturge will start you in Ul'dah. Ul'dah is the jewel of the desert. It's a city in the middle of a very harsh desert filled with monetarists and merchants. Gladiator goes on to become Paladin. Pugilist becomes Monk, and Thaumaturge becomes Black Mage. Paladin is kind of exactly what you expect. Very good at being a tank, drawing aggro, surviving all that. Uh, Monk is very combo heavy and can be very rewarding in that, but also a pretty difficult place to start if you're a new player. And Black Mage is the artillery mage of all time. You are standing still, but you are doing massive damage with very big fire and ice spells. To start in Limsa Lominsa, you can choose Marauder or Arcanist. Rogue is a class that you can pick up, but it's one of the only starting classes that you cannot start as. You'll have to pick it up in the city. So if you want to be a rogue, which becomes ninja, you will want to start with Marauder or Arcanist, and you can pick it up at level 10. Marauder becomes warrior. Arcanist splits into summoner or scholar, and rogue becomes ninja, like I said earlier. Warrior is a really great starting tank because it can heal itself and has good cooldowns. The summoner class is kind of your standard evocation, a little less flashy than Black Mage, but a little bit more mobile. Scholar is my favorite class. It's a healer that's really good at spot healing and uses a summon to spread healing across the battlefield. Ninja is a pretty fast-paced DPS. It's very fun. You get to flip around while you jump. Limsa is going to be your city of pirates. It's pretty popular for that reason, and um, the aesthetic is very fun. Gridania is your standard high fantasy elves in the forest aesthetic. Um, to start in Gridania, you can choose Archer, Lancer, or Conjurer. The Archer becomes Bard, Lancer into Dragoon, and the Conjurer becomes White Mage. Bard is a DPS that sacrifices a little damage for worldwide buffs for the entire party. Dragoon is really good at jumping into the thick of battle and has some very fun mobility on that aspect. And White Mage is the best healer for global heals, so healing everyone at once. A little less spot healing and a little bit more party healing. Don't be concerned about getting it right away. You can learn new classes and jobs very easily. Once you get to level 10 on your starting class, you can pick up any class in any of the starting cities. You just have to talk to the NPC that has the blue exclamation mark above their head. That's a quest marker that says you get to unlock something new when you take their quest. And easy as that, you have a new class. I recommend having one class or job of at least two types so that I can round out a party if my friends invite me to join theirs for a dungeon. You can learn every single class on one character, so the world is really your oyster. Uh, as for a new player doing this, I would recommend perhaps picking up uh, Scholar and Summoner because they start at the same starting class. They level up at the same time, so you just have to equip the different gear and you'll switch over to one or the other and stay at level for both. It's a really nice way to kind of use that same skill set of placing your summon and having two options available to you at all times. Before you get started, you are going to want to watch two of the movies and titles. You'll want to watch the opening movie and a Realm Reborn demo and title. The opening movie is 3.5 minutes. The ARR demo and title is around 9. All of these are around 10 minutes or less. Do not watch these four. They are massive spoilers. But once you finish A Realm Reborn, you can come back and watch Heavensward demo and title before getting to Heavensward. We are going to go over how to switch characters to another data center. So for starters, you can click on Data Center and click on North American Data Centers and select which data center you want to be on. We're going to stick on Primal because that's where my character Twisted Fate is. So you can click World, you can select which different world you want. You might have different characters on different worlds because you want to start a new character with a friend who's already on a different world, or some worlds have a larger role-playing scene. We're going to go to Behemoth, and I'm going to right-click on Twisted Fate. I'm going to visit another data center. This is how you move to different data centers. World server will be worlds on the same data center. So visit another data center. I'm going to select world. We're going to visit Dynamis, Halicarnassus, and just confirm that. It's going to take a second to think about it. It's going to ask if you want to do this. When you say proceed, it will take, it says less than a minute here, it usually takes around 20 seconds. And you will always load into the city-state that you started in. So, because he started as a thaumaturge, that means he started in Ul'dah. I'll be automatically transported to Ul'dah, next to the Aetheryte Plaza. That way, when I click on him, you'll see it says he's in Halicarnassus with Jace Beleren. When I click on him, I can just sign in as normal. There's a few players in queue. 30 players is pretty average for busier times, but it doesn't take that long. Once he loads in, he will be in Ul'dah and ready to teleport and hang out with whoever he wants in Halicarnassus. When actually creating your character, you want to make sure that you're first on the data center you intend to be building on. If you're looking to play alongside me as I play on Jace Beleren, that would be on the Dynamis data center on the world Halicarnassus. But no worries if you're already an established player or a returning player, you can visit my world by moving your character before signing in, as I just showed you. For creating a character, there are two species that are sub only, the Viera, which are bunny people, and the Hrothgar, which are catmen, and with Dawntrail, you'll be able to make a catwoman. But don't worry if you don't end up liking the route you go with designing your character, because when you beat level 50 content, you'll get one free file of Fantasia, which is like literal gender fluid that you can just take and change everything about your character design. And as you're getting ready to explore Eorzea, you'll notice you have a sprout icon by your name. That tells other players that you're new, not to spoil the story around you, and to be patient with you if you make mistakes in dungeons and the like. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this answered some questions you might have had and gave you a good idea of where to start. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if there's any other content you'd like me to make centered around getting started in Final Fantasy XIV, please suggest that. I'm looking to make some more videos, so we'll see what I make next. Thank you and hope to see you on Eorzea soon.